All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Only need to shoot me one time. Really important. Just one right in there. Once, okay? You got that? I don't feel like you're living to me. Just one. I think my ribs are broken. Definitely have internal bleeding.
Cool. Do you want to sit here and cry about it like a little bitch? Or do you want to go shoot a bunch of people in the face?
Oh, hell yes. The face shooting one, not the crying.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good.
The greater good.
This is episode 308, and tonight we're talking about Guns Akimbo. That's right, Guns Akimbo, the 2019 movie starring Daniel Radcliffe and Samara Weaving and a bunch of other people. And I cannot wait to talk about this movie because, oh my goodness, if you have not watched this movie, you're in retreat.
There's
you have
a lot
watched
of dead people playing in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
A lot of dead people.
I am Sean Allred. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that get shot, yes. The way you said it, there's a lot of dead people playing in this movie made me think that there's, like, the actors have died and they're playing in the movie.
And they reanimated.
Well, I mean, a lot of them got shot. Didn't you see that?
Yes.
I mean, there was lots of blood splatter.
Yes, that there was. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Can I get some hand salve or something, Jemison?
I kind of need some, but it's for different purposes.
Wait, what? Moving on. Oh, okay.
And Sam, the moral of the story is don't be a troll vector.
Exactly. I mean, never, ever write mean things to people on the internet because you're a bad person if you do, and you might get guns strapped to your hands if you ever write anything bad, especially about the president. You know, you want to make sure that you don't do that. So,
do you think that other people saw this and they were like, "Oh, I can't troll people anymore"?
Either that. They went, maybe I should ramp up my trolling to see what happens.
Yeah, see what it does. So, Sean, you need to stop being so mean to the president because secretly I want Secret Services to come get you.
Okay. Is that how you? That's how I die this week.
That's how you die in this movie.
Service?
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about all the ways that you would say that you would kill me, and I was expecting you to say something about, like, before I kill you, before I drop you off a building, I'm going to stick somebody's finger in your mouth or something like that. I don't know why that part stuck out to me. It's so weird.
It is so weird. I love it.
In a movie full of weird and dumb things, that was probably the dumbest. And it made me laugh. I don't know why. Weird. Oh my God. So yeah, this movie, Guns Akimbo, I wanted to do this movie the moment I saw the first trailer for it on the internet about a year ago, because it came out in 2019. And I thought, yes, we have got to watch this for the podcast. This is 100% podcast material. We've seen a couple people from this movie. We've obviously already seen Daniel Radcliffe in Swiss Army Man, which we also get some more kind of Daniel Radcliffe wiener stuff happening in this. He's all about that. We got to see Samara Weaving again. She was was the babysitter in the Babysitter movie. You look like you're thinking, Sam.
No, I was trying to think. Really?
Yeah, Nick.
I did not realize that.
Movie.
Okay.
That's the Babysitter.
Oh, wow. Okay. She does not look as attractive in this movie.
Yeah, I was one of my notes is they found a way to make a really attractive girl like she is in the Babysitter and make her really unattractive.
I don't know. I still found myself kind of
really
a little bit attracted. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was the crazy or the shooting in the dick, but I just
see
I
to me
is that... no, that's what got you, huh?
Yeah, that's what got me.
Part of it is that she looks like she's gross and sweaty, and she's like. So both of them have like a Popeye moment in the movie, right? Where like they get their thing, and then it's like they get their power up, right? So for him, he gets his inhaler, and for her, it's cocaine or crack or whatever it was, right? Like it was just some drug, and then she leveled up, right? And no, she's just in this movie. She's kind of terrifying and gross, and her metal teeth scared me, and so anyway. Yeah. But otherwise, she's very lovely, and because of her, I want to see the Ready or Not movie, where a bride's wedding night takes a sinister turn when her eccentric new in-laws force her to take part in a terrifying game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that sounds fun. Doesn't that sound like something that we should do for the show?
Absolutely. Is it streaming?
Oh, I don't know. But if it is, then I'll definitely add it to the list. It's on right now. It's on HBO. So no, not really. Not for what we typically do. So it's on. Yeah, it's on HBO Go.
Oh, okay.
I have. But
I do too.
You don't have it, do you, Andrew?
Oh, I'm sorry. What's that? You went out. My internet's messing up.
Yeah. No, HBO Go or HBO Now?
No, I don't.
Okay, no worries. Anyway, we'll wait for it to come out. Anyway, the point is that she is in this movie and she terrifies me. And Sam, last night you were asking me about the homeless man.
Yes.
And I'm trying to. Oh. Did he have a name? Who was?
Yeah, that's the guy from Jumanji.
Yeah, Jumanji. But there's something else he's in too. I cannot remember for the life of me. But I've seen him in.
He from the new Jumanji. He's
like
the
explains the rules.
Jumanji.
Yeah, that's him. He sounds an awful lot like Korg from.
That's what my wife said.
Ragnarok in this, and then he looks a little bit like the guy from Harry Potter that played Professor Lupin.
Mm-hmm.
In a way. So it took me a few minutes to kind of figure out who he was.
Look.
Yeah, so Reese Darby is his name.
Darby.
He's mostly known for. I don't know. He's in a bunch of stuff. Does a lot of. He does a lot of cartoon stuff. I mean, he was in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Something called The Big Fib. He's obviously in the Jumanji movies, like you said. Star versus the Forces of Evil. Voltron, the new Voltron. He's in Flight of the Conchords, I think that's what it's called.
That's what it is. That's where I know him from. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, Flight of the Conchords is what he's, and Yes Man. So anyway, he's a funny dude. His voice cracked me up, and it made me laugh out loud when he's like participating, like he's watching the show like everybody else is, and then you realize that he's watching it on a broken TV. That cracked me up. I lost it at that point. Okay, so what is this movie? So we haven't done this in a while, and I'm going to do it now, and then we'll do all of our 5-word reviews, and we'll do the show as normal. But we haven't done the IMDb read in a while, mainly because we figured if you're listening, you kind of know what the movie is about probably. and usually IMDb has gotten it so wrong it doesn't matter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read this one to you and prove once again IMDb, whoever writes this doesn't actually watch them, or I don't know where they come from. So this one says, a guy relies on his newly acquired gladiator skills to save his ex-girlfriend from kidnappers.
That's not the movie I watched.
How are these guns gladiator skills?
Yeah, and you're not yes, he does figure out how to use the guns at the end of the movie, but most of the movie is him trying to just survive, and it's like a comedy of errors kind of a thing. And
absolutely,
like a guy relies on his newly acquired gladiator skills to save his ex-girlfriend from kidnappers is like the last third of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we stop 2/3, once they kidnap her, we stop it and say, hey, what's the rest of this movie about? Didn't you read that? Okay. You know, it's just whatever. Lame.
It's weird.
It is. But this movie is weird and fun and oh my gosh, guys. This movie caught me way off guard when I was talking to Sam last night and or the night before. I said we had to push it to tonight. And all Sam said was have fun. That's all you said.
That's all you needed to say, right?
Oh my gosh, this movie. I mean, this is why I'm grateful for the podcast, is because it allows me to watch these types of movies.
Yeah,
right.
I would have never watched this movie in no way, shape, or form. The only way I might have watched it is because I enjoyed Swiss Army Man. But the only reason I watched Swiss Army Man is because of this podcast. And let me tell you this. If Daniel Radcliffe comes out with more of these little indie, quote unquote, indie film type things, I'm all for it. Yeah. I don't care what it is. He is on a roll with these because it was so much fun. It was just a blast. This movie was it didn't take itself seriously, and to a good extent that I think last week's movie didn't do, right? What movie were we talking about? Angel Has Fallen, right? Yeah. Where it was kind of goofy, but anyway, I laughed. I was genuinely shocked with a few things in this movie. I was surprised with some things in this movie. There was so many awesome little twists and turns, and just Daniel Radcliffe running around in his boxers. I cannot give this movie enough praise. I really, really, really had a good time. So, I mean, as you can see, I mean that's.
Well, just go ahead and keep riding that wave and hit us with your 5-word review.
Yeah, let me tell you. Hold on, let me pull it up. All right, and I only just have one, and it's basically oddly weird and bloody satisfying. Right?
Okay.
One of these movies that is just I want to see more of them because they're just it's so much freaking fun. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I'd watch a sequel. I'd watch them going around the world trying to kill people awkwardly. Yeah.
I kind of want to see a sequel too. I mean, obviously you lose the funny part with the guns being attached to him, but there'd be something kind of cool with seeing him like as an assassin whose sole job is to try to rid the world of these things. I'd be all over that.
Right? And here's my thing too. One of the reasons I didn't like Angel Has Fallen is because I thought the gunplay wasn't done very well. I loved the gunplay in this movie, and it felt a lot more John Wick, the gung fu type of thing. Especially when she was going around, just it was fun and ultra violent, obviously, but in a way that I wanted more. So I'm a fan. I enjoyed it.
I know Andrew's. I'll let Andrew do his 5-word review because I know that both of us are gonna make reference to other movies in our review. So go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah. So my 5-word review is Scott Pilgrim meets Hunger Games. So when I started watching this, I immediately got a Scott Pilgrim
vibe. Yep.
And so I was like, in the first minute and a half of the movie. Well, okay, let me back up. First of all, this movie had about 65 different companies that helped make it.
Oh my god!
Every time I thought the movie was starting, it was another one of those 10-second ads for the filming company.
But when the movie actually started, I didn't know it was actually the movie starting. I thought it was another production company.
I did too. I was like,
putting
okay,
something up there.
But anyway, so after the movie actually got going.
Hang in there just a second, Andrew. We're going to stay here for just a second. I just want to read to the audience in case you think Andrew's being silly. Because you now know that every production company has to have its own logo that lasts about 5 to 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
I know it used to be as simple as just the lion roaring in the MGM or the unicorn flying over the T for TriStar. Well, now this movie had Altitude Film, Four Nights Film, Hyperion Media Group, Ingenious Media, Maze Pictures, Occupant Entertainment, Pump Metal Films, The Electric Shadow Company, and Particular Crowd in association with Particular Crowd. That's 9 production companies. Plus I'm not going to read them all, but the, I don't know, 12, 13 different distributors with obviously Saban Films being the one for the U.S. And Saban had its own trailer. So we're talking there were probably close to 8 or 9 of those that actually had a little 10-second vignette thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway.
And it was a little confusing and irritating at the same time. But anyway, so once the movie actually got playing, I immediately was hooked because I had that Scott Pilgrim vibe, like I said. And then, from the minute that these guys bust into his apartment and strap these guns on his hand, bolt these guns onto his hands, I was like, oh my God. And then watching him try to just do normal stuff, like go to the bathroom. I laughed so hard.
And I was stressing out when he's using these guns to every now and then, anybody who's handled a gun realize, you can't point it at certain things. No. And he's trying to unzip his pants. And get some pretty particular things out, right?
I love the fact that he gets it everywhere, and then all of a sudden he goes, "You know what? I don't even care. I just didn't shoot my dick off."
Yeah.
And so I was crying laughing at that. But anyway, I mean that was a stunt that it's very British humor, Mr. Bean type humor, but it's a little more vulgar and a little more appropriate for our generation, I guess. But that just hit me, the right way.
Yep.
I will say the one thing that I don't even know. I don't want to say I don't like about the film, but the one thing I wish was different, let's put it that way, is that I feel like it was too short of a movie. I always complain about movies being too long.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the movies we watch and lately, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, some of them, or close to 2 hours. And this one, I felt like it was over in 15 minutes, and I was like, okay, I want more. Why is it stopped?
Yeah, it's only an hour and 38 minutes. So if you take out the 8 minutes for the intro logos and the 10 minutes for the ending credits, it's only an hour and 15-minute movie.
Yeah. If you take out all those production companies. And I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I think this is the first time in a movie that I've really noticed CGI in a traffic scene or in a car chase scene. And it was not, I won't say it was badly done, but it was noticeable that, a lot of those high-speed chasing stuff where she's on the motorcycle and he's in the car.
Yeah.
I noticed some CGI stuff that I usually don't notice in movies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it there. Obviously you noticed the dark black red blood splatter that is not real.
Right.
I'm guessing it's not real, but I have one complaint on this movie, and it's a stupid complaint because it wouldn't work otherwise, but it's the fact that it's the fact that she walks into this building and kills like 30 guys, right? And it's like every shot is hitting something. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden she's going after him, and she can't hit the broadside of a barn while she's going after him.
Right.
So, it has to happen to get the story moving, but at the same time, it's like, make it a little bit more believable that he's, he runs first or something, or it just, how can he have Matrix style bullet dodging abilities? So, but that's in a movie like this, that is not, I don't want to complain about it too much.
It's funny thing you said that. So I had one moment where I was right. I wrote down, I said the most unbelievable thing about this, to your point, Andrew, about the CGI, there's only two moments where I thought that I noticed CGI. One was when she jumped the motorcycle up over his car. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That was a little hinky.
Physics on that one kind of got me too.
Physics. Yeah, exactly. But the other one was like the opening scene where she whips her car in front of the truck. Like that looked kind of dumb, but whatever. It's super low budget film. I don't care.
Yeah.
I said the most unbelievable thing about this is that those drones were in the air for hours. Like
following him around.
Most expensive drones have 30-minute battery life, 40-minute battery life. Anyway.
Maybe Elon Musk is an investor in this Schism company. So
Schism. What a dumb name. And all those bad guys were just super tropey, and I laughed at all of them. It was so funny.
Dude, and that one guy with the hammer. Holy crap.
Yeah.
She got the snot knocked out of her. I mean, wow. I did not expect her to get beat up so bad by that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And so back to a couple points. So I watched this with my wife. I said, "Hey, I want to watch this movie with me." She's like, "What's it about?" And I tell her, she's like, "Okay."
It's a love story.
I was like, "I'm like, it's gonna be super violent." And she's like, "Yeah, whatever. I watch violent movies with you." So the first thing she says is this the same guy that did Scott Pilgrim? And I said, "No, it's not Edgar Wright, but it's kind of have that feel to it."
Yeah.
And then she says, "What's that other violent movie you made me watch?" I'm like, "You're gonna have to be more specific." And she said, "The one with the British guys." And I said, "Yeah, this does remind me of Kingsman."
Yeah,
it
does.
Yeah,
it does remind me
a little bit of the over the top violence.
In that way, the over the top violence where we get a lot of zoom ins on the bullets and the blood and the things like that. And the second is, I really liked the soundtrack, not the score. I couldn't tell you one note of the score, but the soundtrack to this movie is so fun because it's all covers, and I like me some covers, and it was so good, and I was having such a good time. Not all covers. I know that they always played. They did some other versions of. They did some regular, like Cypress Hill gets a tune. And they did Super Freak by Rick James, but of course when it starts off and he says it's Hammer time, you think they're gonna play MC Hammer, but then they do Rick James, which of course is the funny part, right? But like they did like a cover of Ballroom Blitz, which I thought was really good, and there was another. I thought there was another cover I really liked. Oh, You Spin Me Right Round was another cover. The songs were just so good. It was really good.
And upbeat and fun. Yeah, when you started to get a good bass line going, right? You knew something fun was coming. It was like a party. It was, it's disgusting. The guy, your guy's over there in the PJ with his arm halfway in trying to, get the fruit out of the bottom. Parties are nasty, but they're so much fun, right? You go to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the wiener part was gross. I mean, the hot dog part was gross. That part. Like, when he ate that hot dog, he's like, "Oh, what kind of weird flavor is this?" He's like, "I don't know. The hot dog's been there for 8 months.
Been trying to get rid of it."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I almost threw up in my mouth when I when I heard that it was an 8-month-old hot dog.
Well, he's dropping on the ground. He's like, "Oh, 5-second roll. Oh, 5-second roll. Oh, 5-second roll." And then he's got all kinds of other ground stuff. I mean, you got to be hungry, really hungry to want to eat that. He's like, "Come on, just stick it in." Oh my gosh. All right, my 5-word review, and it's funny that Andrew mentioned Scott Pilgrim. So mine is Scott Pilgrim Wanted Death Race.
Hey, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
I can see that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Except there wasn't a loom. There needs to be a loom of destiny.
There wasn't a loom of destiny. You're right, but it just reminded me of Wanted, and partly in the violence, and partly with the guy having to learn how to do the thing a little bit. Death Race is a little bit more obvious because it's that future sport. We've grown tired of just watching boxers punch each other. We have to actually watch people kill each other.
Yeah.
So the movie, though, with the tropes in this movie. So again, I watched this with my wife. She knew, and I mean the first time we saw the cop show up and he calls after Nix, Sarah, my wife, looks at me and goes, "That's her dad." I'm like, "Really?" She goes, "Oh yeah." "Oh yeah." I mean the second, because we see him in the first scene when she's invading that drug den, and she jumps out the window, and he's like, "Oh, Nix." He says something. We called her by name, her stage name, and and then Sarah goes, "That's her dad." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Boy, Sarah nailed it. I mean, she could see everything that was about to happen in this movie. She called it, within. The only thing that got her, which was the same thing that got me, was at the end when him and his girlfriend start making out, and then the scene cuts, and he's like, "No, you don't get the girl after she just watched you, bash teeth into the guy. She gets PTSD." And I honestly thought that he was going to die in that moment. I thought that's how the movie ends, was he was going to bleed out on that roof, and I thought, that actually kind of worked for this movie, like it wouldn't have surprised me. Then shows him, dressed in black in a black Charger going after the bad guys, and of course, then I thought, where did he get the money for that?
I almost wonder if that was the intention originally, was to just kill him off there, and then they thought, well, maybe we should. I mean,
maybe test audiences wanted. It did so well. Maybe they're like, "Ooh, maybe this is a franchise."
I'm gonna be honest with you, Sam. I don't think this movie could have afforded test audiences.
Really?
This movie doesn't have what the budget is on IMDb, but it didn't make $1 million.
It didn't make $1 million?
When did this come out?
Last year.
Well, I mean,
that makes me so sad. It didn't make a.
So this is pre-COVID, right?
Oh yeah, this is released. No, actually, that's not. This, according to this, it says release date was February 28th, 2020.
Huh.
So we're actually in the beginning of it.
I'm wondering if that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it might not have gotten released.
Okay, it was released at a festival in September of 2019 here in the U.S., but it got its quote-unquote worldwide release February 28th of 2020, right when we were shutting things down.
Oh, man. Yeah. So this definitely got killed by the virus.
Yeah.
Any momentum it could have had got killed by the virus.
Yeah. So the fact that we're able to watch it now is pretty cool. But Yeah, it didn't make a lot of money. I mean, it's probably going to make some of it back with streaming and things like that because I don't know. I'm a little bummed out. IMDb only has it as 6.3, and the Metascore is only 42. So either people are mad at this movie because they were expecting it to be something else. I don't know, but I mean, this movie totally worked for me.
Me too.
I totally disagree.
This was escapism at its best. This is what I needed. When did I watch it? Monday night, and it was like a salve on this craziness that is our world right now. I want to see. I guess I wanted to see something else that was more messed up than what we're having to deal with, and this fit the bill for sure on how messed up it was. So I'm with you. I think it's undervalued on there. Stylistically, I want to see more stuff like this. I have fun with this kind of thing, and I don't know if that makes me a sick person, but it's something that I enjoy watching and putting on TV. Now, would I watch it with my wife? No. In fact, she walked in right on that scene where she's mowing the guys down, gunning everybody down in that first time you kind of see her go, and she kind of turned around and left. So it was not a shareable movie on our couch.
So I'm looking at some of the reviews here, and I know I shouldn't do this. I'm literally I'm doing the thing, right, where you go on and you read the comments. But these are the reviews, right? These are people that are paid to review movies.
Uh-oh.
So the worst one is from the Globe and Mail in Toronto. Quote, if there is a one-word skeleton key to unlocking Guns Akimbo, it might simply be sloppy.
What?
Okay. Or this undeniably sick, energetic contraption plays somewhere between grating and numbing. But the best score is writer-director Jason Lee Howden does try to sneak social commentary into proceedings. The film satirizing reality TV and attacking the poison of online comments. But ultimately, this is balls-to-the-wall action with Guns Akimbo delivering thrills, spills, and genuinely spectacular kills.
Yeah.
Yes, because I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit about kind of the social commentary that the movie is portraying. Not just the back, and I made the kind of joke about the moral of the story is that don't be a troll online. The other part of it is don't be a troll. It's, to me, the bigger social commentary is all of these sickos watching online and just treating him like he's not a human, right? Because even at one point, like when he quote unquote dies, right? Like he gets shot on camera, and these buff men that are naked watching it on his phone. One of the guys crying, and the other guy goes, "Dude, it's just a TV show. It doesn't matter." Like, they're so disconnected from reality that they don't understand the idea that a man died, right? And that's kind of what the director's going for a little bit. Like, we have become, not we, three of us, that as a society, people have become disconnected with reality, and that there are people on the other side of that screen name that you're attacking.
Yeah.
And things like that, so I don't know. I'm bummed out by some of those scores because I think that, I don't know. And people accuse me of looking too much into movies, right? And I'll watch a movie and go, it wasn't very good because of this, this, and this. And they're like, well, I just watch it for the entertainment value. I'm like, well, I do too, but I wasn't entertained because of this, this, and this. Whereas in this movie, I was entertained because of this, this, and this. And yes, it's kind of silly and dumb, and there's a lot of stuff it's kind of weird, but like I mean, come on, we have to give Daniel Radcliffe some acting credit here, okay? Yeah. The dude literally has guns attached to his hand, even if they're not physically attached to him as an actor. He still has to act with these props on his hands at all times, and he has to physically open doors and try to put on shoes, like there's really. there's something really cool about the fact that and Daniel Radcliffe. I mean, your point, Sam. He not only is he growing on me as an actor and an actor of weird things, but he's just getting better at it. You know, I mean, let's be honest. Some of the Harry Potter movies he's not good in. We like
the younger ones
them
especially. Yeah,
well, that's why you put Academy-winning and nominated actors like Maggie Smith and Alan Rickman and John Cleese and I can't remember the original Dumbledore's name. Richards, something Richards.
Denise.
Right? Yeah, that was Denise Richards with a beard.
I'd hit it.
I'm glad I wasn't part of that one. Gosh.
I'd dumble her door.
Oh my goodness. That's gross.
Oh, I'll never be able to run for office.
Anyway, so anything else we want to talk about this movie? I'm trying to think.
Oh, go see it. Script. People, go see it. It is the weirdest, coolest thing you'll watch in a while. And it's too short.
Yeah, I did
it is too short.
Feel really bad that he got pepper sprayed after all this was going on too.
Oh no, and then they're trying to knock him out, and you know, it's not working. You know,
I tell you what, though, man, for a nerd, he was in good shape. He did a lot of running in this movie.
Yeah.
I would have been way screwed because I can't run that much. I mean, he's a lot younger
with those
than I
bear
am.
claw, you know, what do you call them? The bear claw shoes
on.
on.
The flippers, yeah.
Flippers.
I mean, I guess the difference is that I've actually handled a gun before, so I wouldn't have been as freaked out as he was when he fired that first shot. Cracked me up. I did write, did he just pull a Back to the Future 3 with the bulletproof vest bit? Yeah, my wife looks at me, she's like, there's no way he's actually dead. I'm like, no. We know he put the vest on. Because he mentions he actually says it. Yeah. And then I did write, what a beautiful death by explosion. When she does her suicide at the end with the bomb, it was downright beautiful the way it looked. They shot it.
Yeah,
which is weird, but.
And it looked. I mean, in terms of the explosion, I thought they did really well with that. In terms of what it looked like.
I was going to say with the little budget that they had, I didn't really notice. You know, except for those few times that I had some CGI issues, but they were very minor.
I didn't, and on Andrew's point there, it didn't look like a low budget movie to me, right? It didn't look like they took shortcuts here and there. It looked like a well produced, you know, action movie.
This is exactly the argument we've made on dozens of other movies that we watched that were low budget that were terrible, and it's like Kill Command or any other half dozen movies that we watched that were produced by Netflix, and we think those probably had a bigger budget than this movie, but it didn't have any heart or any cleverness or any fun. You know, I mean, all I think Kill Command had was that girl that would eventually be in that Mission Impossible movie where she makes out with Tom Cruise for some weird reason. And she's like 20 and he's 58 or something. So anyway, no, it's a low budget movie, but who cares? They did so much of it right. And the director, this director man, he's mostly known as a CGI or an effects guy, right? So like last week we had the director that was mostly stunt, it's like stunt stuff. This dude is mostly a visual effects guy. So he has 23 credits for visual effects, including he did some work on Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, The Avengers, Prometheus, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, The Great Gatsby, Man of Steel, The Wolverine, the second Hobbit movie. The
So he's
third
got
Hobbit
a
movie.
lot of that's a wide range. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like those are all very different movies.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like Avengers, he did was called Rotoscope and Digital Paint Artist. So he was working. Looks like he worked for Weta Digital, which is also did the Hobbit movies. So as a director, he did this movie. He did a movie a couple of years ago called Deathgasm. Yep, it's called Deathgasm.
Awesome. Okay.
Two
I'm almost
teenage boys.
afraid. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, two teenage boys unwittingly summoned an ancient evil entity known as the Blind One by delving into black magic while trying to escape their mundane lives. So,
okay.
Yeah, it looks kind of fun. No one in the cast I've heard of. About half the cast doesn't have a picture on IMDb, so it's kind of one of those.
And I think that's maybe where they saved a little money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's three main guys that I recognize, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe, Samara Weaving, and Welcome to Jumanji.
Yeah.
Well, I knew the tattooed bad guy. I've seen him in other things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Richter. Let's see.
Ned Dennehy.
He's an Outlander.
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders. Good Omens.
Yep.
So a lot of
TV,
like Netflix, and
In
Amazon.
Rogue One, he is uncredited prisoner.
Oh.
So, hey, he was in a Star Wars movie, so whatever, man. Like, good for her.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Him,
I'd love to have that credit on my my scorecard.
Oh, he's also in the. Oh, he's in Harry Potter. He's in Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1 as a scared man.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely made a leap then.
Yeah, well, I mean, in Sherlock Holmes, the 09 Sherlock Holmes, he is Man with Roses.
Huh.
But he's done a bunch of stuff. He's just this kind of thing. Oh, we saw him in Reign of Fire. Remember the Dragon movie? His name is Barlow. I think he might be the guy that went down to steal the crops and got barbecued. I think that's him.
Okay.
Cool.
So, what do you think people would say if I walk around with a dollar bill in my nose?
Funny. My wife says, "What is that in her nose?" I said, "I think it's a dollar bill." I'll let you.
I mean, I think about how many movies that I've seen drug use, and I've never seen one where somebody just leaves the dollar bill in their nose.
It's too many steps, right? You know, she's busy. She's got other things to do.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to reach up and take that out.
That's too funny. Yeah. So Sam, you'll find this cool. The guy that was the hammer fighter man towards the end there, he does voice acting in Battlefield 5.
Oh, really? I wonder what he is.
He just says voice acting talent. That's all it says.
Yeah. Interesting.
Anyway, I just thought it was cool. Like, oh, okay, there's a fun connection. I'm just going through some of the characters, some of the actors, seeing if I recognize them in anything else. So far, nope.
No.
But that's okay. Oh, we got to look at. I can't say his character name. He was the dude with the horse mask.
The Gimp.
I can't say his actual name, but he's in some stuff. No, actually, no, he's not. Look at that. He's in an unaired Game of Thrones prequel pilot TV movie.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Okay, now I'm gonna have to go see this. All right.
Yeah, so we can't say this on our podcast because we're family friendly. But
really? Oh my gosh.
No. But go
3 or 4 times in the movie they call him the F word face.
I must have missed that. I just thought they were insulting someone.
Oh my gosh.
That's his name. Wow. Okay.
That's his name. That's his character name. The other one I love is when she calls him the F word, and then she calls him boy, F boy, and he's like, "What does that even mean?" Oh. Good stuff. You guys ready for some clips? Because boy,
yeah, let's see what you found. Yeah, I was gonna say, what did you get out of this one?
Oh, I got all kinds of good stuff. So here we go. All right, clip numero uno.
Whoops a daisy, Butterfingers.
There you go. Whoops a daisy, Butterfingers. This one also made me laugh. Here we go.
Fun factoid, gunshots are way louder than in the movies. In real life, Rambo would not be killing guerrilla fighters. He would be learning sign language.
I'm really good with his with the voiceover thing. I think that was cool.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah. Again, just another little trick. It's so good. So good.
More evidence that this was a low budget film. Again, I'm just going through the cast, just looking. The guy that played one of the goons, he just says goon. He was also one of the audio. He's one of the audio guys on the crew.
Oh, nice.
His name. He
was get over here.
Luke.
Yeah, you look pretty rough. You know, audio guys usually look pretty rough. They're kind of the dredges of society. You know, just really kind of low keeled type of people. You know, the kind that you find in the bottom of your shoe after walking out of a dirty bar at night. You know, so
it's like you're trying to insult me, but remember, I have been fired from being a sound guy, so it's not like you're really hurting my feelings here. There is evidence in a newspaper in Charleston of how bad I did my job. So I mean, it's not like you're anything you could say is going to hurt my feelings worse than what the newspaper said. Here's our Jumanji guy.
I wouldn't do that if I was you. Huh?
Why shouldn't I?
Well, the angle's all wrong. You won't hit your brain. You'll just end up blowing your damn face off.
Oh. Okay, thanks.
Okay. His voice was great. I wanted to capture more of him, but he doesn't really. I mean, there was some more funny stuff, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Most of it was there in that same scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. A lot of it was right there, and then of course, a little bit later when he's just like talking to a broken TV, that cracked me up. Because he's like, "Yeah, go," and then the camera shows you that it's a broken TV. I'm like, okay, right on. Oh my god! Or when he offers him some crack, you want to smoke some crack? I'm gonna smoke some crack.
I bet he had fun with that role. I mean,
right?
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh!
Yep.
And you can imagine everybody on the set on the day they were shooting that were just dying. You know, they're just trying not to laugh because that's just some off the wall craziness.
Yeah, you know, there are some actors that they steal a scene, and he really stole the scene there.
Smoke some crack.
He just pulled the crack by it. I love how he made his eyes cross, man. That was gnarly. I don't know if I guess he did that himself, but man, that was
oh no, that was real crack.
Gnarly.
He's a method actor.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Okay. This made me laugh. Again, some of you know me personally, know that my wife teaches special education, and so therefore, you know, a little more aware of certain words. Uh-oh. And when she said this cracked me up.
Congratulations. I think you've just discovered a whole new level of retardation.
That word is not okay.
She's literally trying to kill him, and he's correcting the way she talks because okay to shoot at me, but let's not be offensive, okay?
I kind of like their
banter.
Yeah, I love their their banter and their
Yeah,
relationship that forms out of this. And had she survived, I feel like they would have, gone into work, what's the word I'm looking for?
Partnership.
It would have been
Partnership. Yeah.
That would have been kind of a neat idea, like if she does survive and like he's in the car and he looks over at her and she's still like this foul mouth thing, whatever, but she gets to still live out this fantasy where she gets to kill people, but the cops aren't chasing her or whatever. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, speaking of her,
no one is killing boy here.
Yay!
Except me, of course.
Oh.
I love his yay.
Yay! Oh my god, it's so funny.
And if we would have watched this together, we would have had so much fun. I mean, this is one of those movies that you get a group together and it's just it'd just be dying.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, could you imagine if we had done this as a live review? Oh man, we would have just all of us constantly just laughing, and I would have had to definitely make sure that none of the audio, snuck into my microphone because there was lots of F words.
Oh yeah.
Again, I'm just scrolling through the crew here, just looking. Sometimes, I'm actually looking to see if there's any Star Trek connections. When you click on the actor and they're most known for this movie, then you know that they've not done much. But I just clicked on a dude who in the movie is he was Guns Akimbo CNN news analyst, uncredited. He's only been in one other movie, one other thing as an actor, but as under miscellaneous crew, the TV network FX.
Yeah.
For FX movie download, which is those little kind of interstitials that they do, he was the teleprompter operator for Star Trek, Wanted, Thor, How to Train Your Dragon, X-Men Origins, and another 11 episodes.
Huh.
So that's close as I'm going to get to a Star Trek connection for this movie. I love it.
So can I ask you a question real quick?
Of course you can.
So yeah, we talk about it a lot, and I think maybe we should make a list. But and maybe not just from this podcast, but what are some things that you have discovered over the years, like what I call movie gems? Like this one to me is a very unexpected surprise. Not like maybe not a gem, but how many movies, if you really think about it, have we seen that have just been really welcome surprises?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is certainly one I would put the darn other Radcliffe one. The Swiss Army Man was another gem that just completely surprised me. Yeah.
I mean, there's several that because of the podcast I would put in that list. I mean, definitely Swiss Army Man. I would say I can't think of them because we've done so many freaking movies. I gotta go to the list.
I know.
Cabin in the Woods, not Cabin in the Woods.
Tucker and Dale.
Tucker and Dale.
Yeah.
No, Tucker and Dale. Definitely Tucker and Dale. You know what? Honestly, The Wizard of Speed and Time. I know that's a dumb movie, but I had a blast with it, and I would put it on a list of like what movies are that you like that weird obscure movie list, right? I mean, I know people have heard of Tucker and Dale, but I had never even heard of it before it was suggested for the podcast, and I am so glad that we watched it, and it made me so much happier.
Non-mainstream movies or something. What was that?
Yes, The Frighteners. That's another really good one.
Yeah.
I
was trying to think of things that I had seen, maybe not even for the podcast, but just in general, just thought, okay, I'll watch this just to see what it's about, and it ended up really liking it. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but other than ones we've watched for the podcast.
American Ultra I had a good time with. That was the one where they were like stoners and he turns into he's like an assassin kind of a thing. John dies at the end was kind of Kung Fury, definitely Kung Fury.
Yeah.
Amen on that one. Yeah.
I would add that to the list. Yeah, definitely. Definitely not those. Getting into it here. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, there's some in here. Like you're not wrong. And then other ones that I would pick just for myself personally that are not because of the podcast specifically. Again, I had never heard of Firefly when I watched Serenity.
Mm-hmm.
So Serenity to me is that thing because I had never heard of it. A buddy of mine rented it, and he was like, "Hey, check out this movie," and I just fell in love with it. And I watched it like 3 times in a row. And I probably watched it more times than any other movie not named Star Trek or Die Hard. And I obviously love it a lot. And so that's that for me. Other movie like that would be Stardust. I had never heard of Neil Gaiman as an author before Stardust, and I really liked Stardust. It's just because it came out at the same time as The Golden Compass, so it kind of got overshadowed by The Golden Compass. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm sorry. I just thought that would be an interesting little side note.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I like that. Because there's a lot of good movies that we've watched that are kind of mainstreamish. Maybe I don't know. There's Dredd. I don't know if Dredd would count. So yeah. Anyway, I just went through our whole list. That's always fun to do.
Oh, Jurassic Park for sure.
All right. Yeah. We had this obscure movie that no one had ever heard of.
Yep.
You know it. If you're going to say the name of your movie in the movie, I'm going to record it. And eventually play it.
You're him, right? Guns Akimbo, dude. You're famous.
That's right. You're famous. And then she says, "Can I get a selfie with you?" And he says yes, and then just walks away. That cracked me up.
Siege of Jadotville was also a good find.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I don't know if I'd put that on my list of things I'm really glad I watched, but I did enjoy it. You're not wrong. Probably Velocipaster. No? Okay.
Not at all.
Gosh. Is that right? I'm looking back at that can't be right.
What about Moon? Remember Moon?
Yeah, Moon was good. Yeah. So I'm looking back at the list that I have in front of me, and then, my Excel spreadsheet shows me about the last 20 or so. Bumblebee. We did that back in March. Why does it feel like we did Bumblebee in 2019?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like forever
you know what I'm saying?
ago.
Like Bumblebee feels like pre-COVID. I mean, technically COVID was here in March. And for some reason that feels so long ago. I don't know why. I know, right? It's just weird at the time. Like I don't know. It's just weird. Like the first movie we did of the year was The Karate Kid with Jackie Chan. No, that's a lie. The first year we did was Six Underground, the Ryan Reynolds thing. Like that
that
feels
was
like
fun.
Yeah, Six Underground was a lot of fun. And that feels like so... Oh, dude, how did we not say Extraction?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I mean, that was a mainstream kind of a thing also, but, man, Extraction was good. Andrew, you don't have Apple TV, do you?
No.
And Sam, you don't either?
I do not.
You haven't either one?
I take that back. I think we have it, but I don't use it. My wife has it on her iPad.
Yeah, I was say, I want to watch Greyhound. I want to see what Greyhound's all about. I heard it's really good.
You know me. I'm all about World War II movies.
Oh, that's the Tom Hanks thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the sub, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought it was about dog racing.
That. Yeah.
It's about a bus company.
Yeah, they're dog racing on a with a bus.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. All right. This is my last quote or clip. A little bit of product placement.
Dear brothers, Schism's a global franchise now. We're going to be the Starbucks of murder, the McDonald's of massacre, yeah. We're going to be the Burger King of badness.
It's like he couldn't think of we couldn't think of any more alliteration. Burger King of badness. I also like how he called it McDonald's instead of McDonald's. He called it McDonald's.
I think his character was supposed to be Southern.
Did I not get? Oh, I didn't capture it. Gosh darn it! He made a noise, a funny noise. I was gonna capture it, and I guess I didn't. I don't have it. That's annoying. Anyway, it was a funny noise, but it doesn't do me any good to say any more about it, so I'll just do this.
Now for some more bad news. Ready?
Tropes. I did write need proof that the bad guys are crazy. They live in a warehouse and they have tube TVs with nothing but the flickering logo. I wrote that. That was kind of
Wait,
funny.
you don't have that? I have TV. My TVs in my house all have the flickering logos. So
yeah, they're old tube TVs that would flicker. And then I did write that there was a Popeye moment. Oh, wait, hold on. We did have a. Come on. Well, actually, it's not really a montage. I don't think about it. It was a flashback. Dang. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'll play the clip anyway. Trivia. So there wasn't much trivia, but it was all kind of good. So Samara Weaving occasionally stayed in full Nick's costume after long days of shooting on set. She revealed that she was frequently refused service at diners because she refused service at diners and the like because it made people so uncomfortable. The movie playing on Miles's TV when he and Nick's are in his apartment is Hard Target, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, in which they hunt people for sport. Samara Weaving has a tattoo of the Deathly Hallows symbol from Harry Potter's on her arm, which I think is super cool. On the police tack board at the 34-minute mark are several maps of the Chicago. Okay, hold on. This is I did this for this. Hold on, I gotta find it.
We ain't found shit.
All right, that's not the clip I usually play for this. But this is when I see something really dumb in the trivia section. So I'm gonna read this as one piece of trivia, but it's technically two. On the police tack board at the 34-minute mark, there are several maps of the Chicago area suggesting that the movie takes place in the Windy City. This movie takes place in Philadelphia based on Miles' telephone number with a 215 area code. So the trivia can't even figure it out. I think that's funny. And according to director Jason Lee Howden, when reading the script, the moment that Daniel Radcliffe wanted to play Miles was the scene where Miles has to learn how to pee with his handguns. I like that. I love the idea that he reads the script. He's like, wait a minute. I get to try to pull my wiener out with two big handguns strapped to my hands. I'm sold. Love. And you know what? I think, again, Daniel Radcliffe, I think, did a good job with this. And I don't really want anyone else. I don't want an action star doing this. I want a weird dude like Daniel Radcliffe.
It had to be a skinny, just kind of nerdy guy.
Michael Cera. I mean,
but,
it goes back to Scott Pilgrim,
Yeah.
Yeah. But Michael Cera would have been kind of funny, but I don't think he's a mantic as much as Radcliffe is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Yeah.
Like
I think it was cast perfectly with Daniel Radcliffe, but it's that type
no,
of...
it is. I think.
Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Oh, no, it's just some more bad news. Ready?
I didn't mean to click that. Sorry.
I'm ready.
Andrew's done.
Keep going.
Go ahead, Andrew.
No, I was just simply saying that it's a scrawny guy. You don't need like a big buff guy. That's all I was going to say.
Oh, you're one with you. Okay.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Speaking of peeing, with your handgun things. So we struggled a little bit to find the wording on this, so we're just going to call this one reality TV movies, meaning movies that have an aspect of the reality TV within it. I hope that makes sense. I'm sure it will, as Andrew gives the best three answers of all of us.
Yeah, he usually does.
Actually, this time I might not.
Because he always has the best answers, because it's always Peking 3 and 7 are like, well, we should have thought of those.
Dang it.
All right.
Go ahead, Andrew.
So, I mean, again, I probably don't have the best answers this time just because I couldn't really think of a lot, and you guys probably have some of the same ones. But number 3, I have The Truman Show with Jim Carrey.
Sure.
Yep.
Number 2, I have Hunger Games.
Okay.
Okay.
And then number 1 is, and this one you guys might not have because it's kind of it's kind of an obscure movie, but it's a comedy called American Dreams, and it's based on American Idol. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend watching it because it's pretty funny. This was made back when George Bush was president, and it has Mandy Moore and Dennis Quaid. And Dennis Quaid plays the president, who it's clearly a portrayal of George Bush. And it's really funny.
All right. Cool. Yeah. All right, Sam.
Andrew stole my thunder. Oh my gosh. Andrew stole my thunder. But my thumber. Goodness, Kimberly brought me a fuzzy navel and must be hitting my brain a little early.
I guess you'll have a boring Friday night then, right?
Yeah, I know, right? So, number 3.
That was so funny. Like her quips, my gosh.
Number 3.
You can't. She has to find her finger on the ground.
She puts it on it.
And then he puts it in his pocket. Oh, need to keep that. We'll put it on ice.
He puts it in pocket. Yeah. Oh, but my only difference, I've got The Running Man as my number 3, and then Truman Show and Hunger Games.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Truman Show, Hunger Games for me also. My different one was Death Race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually like Death Race. It's a dumb movie, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There
Nice.
are some other ones. The Circle was one that we did for the show, but I don't particularly like that movie, so that's why I didn't put it in my list. So there you go.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
Well, I'll tell you, Guns Akimbo. We're going to give this movie a score out of 10, and this is where you do that now, Andrew.
Okay. Well, like I said, I had a lot of fun with it, and I genuinely enjoyed everything about it. And I overlook even some of the, I won't say dirty, like I said, CGI, but noticeable. And so I think for that, and for the budget that they had, I will allow it. So, so I'm going to give this we'll say a nice 8. Yeah, we'll just go 8 on the dot.
Okay. Wow, that's a nice big high number. Jeez, I mean that's you're nearing Back to the Future 3 territory.
I know.
Yeah. I could see
Sam.
It. All right. I'm not as high as Andrew on it, but I had a heck of a good time. I've got to give it a 7.62 out of 10. This is a recommendation I would give to certain people, maybe not my parents, but certain people that they might enjoy this little thing. Yeah, it was fun. It was enjoyable, and it was perfect movie at the right time. How about you, Sean? What you got?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got you, man. A little kind of escapism going on. I mean, just the right now is really tough, and the news every day is just bummer.
See that bomb in Lebanon, for God's sake? Not bomb, but the explosion.
The explosion.
Holy crap!
So sad. I mean, like the explosion itself, like when you first see it, you're like, oh my gosh, that's so big and kind of impressive. And then you realize what happened as a result of it, the deaths and the injuries.
And it was, right there in the city, and it was preventable. And it's just crazy.
So, gosh, I don't know what to give this movie. It was so fun and just I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this one. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna give it a 7.8.
Wow.
8. That's a 5. I had a good time with this. I really liked it, and it was just ridiculous and over the top. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity for someone to say, "Hey, what movie you want to watch?" Oh, well, I got something for you. So,
totally agree.
I mean, because honestly, I don't. Other than my wife, I don't really have a lot of movie buddies to watch things with, just because whatever. But if someone was like, "Hey,
like Chris
I'm
came
in the mood
over
for
or
a
something,
yeah, like, hey, I'm in the mood for a weird, violent movie," I'm like, I got something for you. Of course, I'd probably actually suggest we watch Extraction first, but if you're looking for the weird part, that so. Next week we're doing we're kind of continuing on kind of the action movie summer theme. So we're doing a TV show, movie. It's not a TV show. It's a movie. I think it's based off a TV show though. I think it's a Netflix original called Spencer Confidential, and I spelled Spencer wrong. I
think there's a book.
I keep spelling this wrong. Good gracious. Spencer Confidential, and apparently I can't find it on IMDb. So there you go. Mark Wahlberg. I'll look for it that way. Jeez.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, I can't spell Spencer apparently. Maybe it's with something else. So yeah, that's what we're doing next week. We are doing Spencer Confidential, always with an S. Never mind. Based on something. 2 Boston police officers are murdered. Ex-cop Spencer teams up with his no-nonsense roommate Hawk to take down criminals. That's right. And Alan Arkin. Geez, that was hard to say. Post Malone is in this. Okay. And some other people. His no-nonsense partner is Winston Duke.
Wasn't Post Malone in the movie we just watched?
Yeah, kind of looked like it.
Yeah, it did. Cool. All right. Anyway, there you go. That's our movie next week. Spencer Confidential, action comedy crime. It's an hour and 50 minutes. More bad language. Supposedly some good violence. Looking forward to it. So I like me some good Mark Wahlberg stuff. So here we go.
Sweet.
Spencer Confidential next week. And that's going to do it for the show. In the meantime, go to our website, cheapseatreviews.com, where you can get old episodes and new episodes. You can leave us there's a little form right there on the website where you can fill out. And if you have a movie you want us to do, we will do it. Pretty simple. Facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. Hey, good friend of the show, Steve Everett, just released a new song and put a video out, and it's really good. So go check out steveeverett.com or steveeverett.net. Just Google Steve Everett. He has a new video out called The American Dream. It's a good tune. There's a picture in the music video of a Mustang. I've driven that Mustang. So anyway. Facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. @cheapseatcast is our Twitter account. And, of course, cheapseatreviews@gmail.com is our email address, which you can and should send us emails. That's going to do it. I know I asked you guys last week what you guys are watching. I've watched nothing except this movie in the last, since we spoke last. So
I've started watching Umbrella Academy too, and that's been kind of fun. So.
I'm going to start Fleabag.
Yeah.
So.
I've heard that's interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very cool. So on behalf of Andrew and Sam, this is Sean saying thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you next week. Don't be an internet troll, and hopefully you won't get your hands stapled to guns.
I'm gonna pee in here.
Oh dear.